Hello and welcome to Ani's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Case of the Crooked Candle. The seance begins. In a room cloaked in shadows, where the air hung thick with the musky scent of incense and the faint whisper of aged paper, 6 figures gathered around a circular table. The lone candle at its center cast a trembling glow, barely illuminating the faces of those present. Among them sat Holly Arnold, a 22-year-old detective with emerald eyes that pierced through deception like a blade through silk. She wasn't here for spirits. No, Holly had come at the urging of her friend Emily, who'd begged her to witness the supernatural firsthand. Skepticism fueled her, not belief. Madame Zara, the medium, presided at the table's head. Her headdress glittered with faux jewels, and her robes flowed like a dark river. She intoned in a voice both hypnotic and rehearsed, summoning the dead to speak. The participants leaned in, breathless. Holly didn't. Then it happened. The table quivered as if alive. A chill breeze snaked through the sealed room, and the candle, tall, white, unyielding, began to bend. Slowly, impossibly, its wax curved like a bow under an unseen archer's pull. Asps erupted. Emily's nails dug into Holly's arm. "If it's real," she whispered. Holly's lips twitched. "Candles don't bend like that," she thought. "Not without help." A spark of suspicion. The seance ended in a flurry of murmurs and wide-eyed wonder. As the others filed out, Holly lingered. She approached the table, her fingers brushing the still warm candle. The wax yielded slightly under her touch, soft yet intact. How had it bent so dramatically without snapping or snuffing out? Her gaze dropped. There a thin wire, nearly invisible, threaded along the candle's base and into the tablecloth. Following its path, she spotted a tiny device tucked beneath the table's edge. A heater, she realized. Clever. Controlled heat to soften the wax, timed to perfection. But who pulled the strings? Holly straightened, her mind alight. This wasn't a haunting. It was a hustle. Digging deeper. Over the next few days, Holly pieced the puzzle together with the precision of a watchmaker. Madame Zara, she learned, was no stranger to the game. The medium had a trail of scams stretching across cities, fleecing the grieving and gullible with her theatrical flair. She charged fortunes for these seances, promising communion with lost souls. And people paid. They always did. But the setup screamed collaboration. Wires and heaters required a technician's hand, not just a charlatan's tongue. Holly suspected an accomplice. She needed proof. She returned for another seance, eyes sharp. This time she noticed him, a wiry young man introduced as Madame Zara's nephew. He hovered near the table, hands restless, adjusting something out of sight just before the candle bowed again. Gotcha, Holly thought. Afterward, she told him. He led her to a shed behind the house, a workshop cluttered with wires, tools, and miniature heaters. Through the grimy window, she watched him tinker, confirming her hunch. His name was Thomas, and he was the gears to Madame Zara's clockwork con. A personal stake. This case wasn't just another job for Holly. It was personal. Her grandmother had fallen prey to a fake medium years ago, losing savings she'd scraped together over decades. The memory of her grandmother's tear-streaked face as she recounted the betrayal had ignited Holly's passion for unraveling lies. At 18, she traded college for an apprenticeship with a grizzled private investigator. Now, at 22, she was building a name as the young detective who melded deception with logic. Madame Zara's scam mirrored that old wound. Holly wouldn't let it stand. The trap. Holly needed a finale, something public, undeniable. She enlisted Emily, who, despite her earlier awe, trusted Holly's instincts. Host a seance. Invite Madame Zara and her nephew. Emily's home became the stage. Holly hid a camera at its lens trained on the table. As the seance unfolded, the familiar theatrics played out, the trembling table, the icy draft, the bending candle. Then Holly struck. She rose, voice cutting through the murmurs. She tugged the wire free, exposing the heater beneath. No spirits here. The candle froze mid-bend, its wax cooling as the device powered down. The room erupted. Madame Zara blanched, her mystique dissolving. Thomas bolted for the door, but police tipped off by Holly blocked his escape. The confession. Later, Holly learned the full story. Thomas wasn't family, he was a hired hand, a former stagehand with a knack for illusions. Madame Zara had lured him with cash, spinning tales of harmless fun. Guilt had gnawed at him, and when Holly confronted him before the final séance, he'd crumbled. He'd sabotaged the heater that night, sealing the trap. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Holly nodded. She'd see he got a chance to make amends community service, maybe using his skills for good. A new beginning. Emily hugged Holly as the police vans rolled away. You melted it all away. Her friend's eyes sparkled with pride. Holly grinned. Word of the case spread, and soon her inbox brimmed with pleas for help, mysteries begging her keen mind. Emily, inspired, vowed to tag along as her partner in crime solving. The case of the crooked candle was closed, but Holly Arnold's story was just beginning. With every deception she unraveled, she honored her grandmother's memory, proving that truth could outshine even the cleverest of lies. And somewhere, in the flicker of a candle's flame, she saw the next challenge waiting. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.